Hey guys, this is bringing you another video and welcome to another viewer spectate. So you guys have actually said you quite like these. They're very educational and a lot of the games are in ratings that obviously you can see yourself in. So today, watching Softball, a long-term community member, and we're on North America. So I think majority of you will be on this server. This game, I think, is about Bronze 3. So again, a rating that probably a lot of you are playing in at the moment. So hopefully we'll be able to help. And I will say, he's playing Briar, and he does have a good game. But what we'll try and do is, you know, any little mistake here and there, we'll just try to highlight, because even if you have a good game, there are sometimes, you know, different things that you potentially could do. So obviously, perspective-wise, on the minimap, we're only showing the perspective from blue team. So the vision that blue team have, that's the only what we see on the minimap. And yeah, so as for the comp, it's a bit obviously a weird comp for both teams. So, you know, the lower rating you go, people don't exactly keep to the standard meta. So top lane, it's fine. It's an Ornn versus a Darius. Then jungle, it's a Briar versus a Trundle. So again, Trundle's a bit of a weird jungler, but you can kind of accept it. And then mid lane is where it kind of goes very off normal. You got a Cassante versus a Yorick. And then bot lane, you've got a Ashe and a Heimer versus a Jinx and a Maokai. Again, Heimer, probably an okay bit of a niche support, bit weird leash is actually happening as well. Barrier on the Heimer is a bit peculiar. But yeah, so already starting at level 1, a leash is odd. So again, don't really give leashes to junglers nowadays. Just to, again, understand the premise. Junglers have so much sustain. Yeah, is it a positive if you give them a leash? Sure, they have a faster clear. That's not a negative. But if it at all hurts your lane phase, it's not worth doing. And if both bot lanes go give a leash, then it's fine. But when one bot lane does it and the other one doesn't, usually it means the one that has given the leash, they can be simply 1 minion behind an XP. And that can actually make a big difference. So because of how much sustain junglers have, the fact you don't need to give a leash basically means you shouldn't really give one. As for First Blood already... Whoa, hello. So Trundle went from literally... So 4 minions is how many they get, obviously, from killing one camp. He went red straight to top lane. So if I was Softball, what I would have done, and this is where you can kind of notice little things here and there, I would have obviously tried to pay attention, you know, look... You know, we don't have the perspective of the camera from Softball, so we don't know if he looked up in top lane. But we saw Trundle had red buff, only had done one camp. You can tell that by the 4. I would have potentially ran all the way to his blue. You know, when that was happening, it was around here. The Trundle was just fighting. Still has only done one camp, by the way. Good that you're leaving this. I like this. And now you can go for the Trundle. So this is a good decision. Trundle's going to end up dead. And Darius probably will also die. So yeah, very good. Good decision to stop doing the blue to get involved. Well done. That was the correct decision. And hopefully Darius will end up going down. Looks like he will. A big healing though. But then there's the W jump or the Q we're waiting for. And there we go. Lovely. Very good. And now you can go back. What I would potentially do, kill this first because this is a neutral camp. So kill that because it's the risk one that Trundle may come back and take it. So correct decision. Then do your blue, then do this, then base. That's 100% what I would do. So yeah, the Trundle at the moment is not playing fantastic. A very high aggression play style of not farming at all. Not also typically what you should do on a Trundle jungle. So you can Trundle jungle, and the thing with Trundle jungle, it's a high scaling jungler that you're supposed to power farm. He's not a ganking jungler at all. Yeah, high power farm, and basically you become what Trundle is in top lane. Later into the game, you become a 1v1 beast and you split push. That's what you do. So it's a bit weird to see the Trundle heavily just prioritize ganking. But obviously, as you know, we've said, it's in a bit of a lower rank. People aren't going to play, you know, the most accordingly, the lower rating you go. And kills, obviously, the lower rating you go, kills are such a high value thing. So again, Trundle, once again, is just ganking straight away. Oh, God. So he will get a kill, like, you know, people say, that's pretty good. It is, it's just not the way. Like, look at the farm difference. Darius does get another kill. Briar might get this. Yeah, does look like it. Enemy team, because they obviously get the 3, they do end up with the feat of strength, unfortunately. I would get that cannon. So again, a little cheeky mistake there by Softball. You could just grab that cannon. It's a bonus gold that your top lane is not going to get. I wouldn't just sit there and farm potentially, or maybe... Yeah, I think actually potentially what you should have done is actually push this wave the whole way in, because now it's just kind of slow pushing. If you look at the minion waves here, it's always up like the same. Roughly, it could make it to tower, but it might even stop here. Is it going to go? Yeah, it will just go, but like... That was a bit close. I would have pushed that in a bit quicker, and then it will bounce back, because this is going to be in this kind of weird area about here. That's not good for the Ornn. He's now overextended on the enemy side. If you push that wave in, got it to reset, that probably would have been a better play. So Trundle once again returning to action. Oh, uses W early. So again, that's the negative of using W too early. W is partially your mobility in the early game. If you didn't W straight away and held onto it a little bit, you might have been able to get into, like, you might have been able to, like, W over here and make it into the fight. So that was unfortunate, but it is what it is. So now they're going to go, and from memory, that Trundle had 12 farm when he ganked bot lane about a minute ago, and he still has 12 farm. So this Trundle is seriously just not farming, which is weird. So I don't really know what he's doing, spending his time. Obviously, he's gone up to 16 because he's killed a dragon. Counts as 4 minions. Yeah, very weird. Oh, Mr. Ornn is going to go down. Not really sure why the Ornn is fighting so much. Again, Ornn will outscale a Darius with Heartsteel and late game tank items right now. So it is a bit weird that he's willingly fighting. Obviously, these... It's a good idea to do at least one, so it means the enemy team can't get all 3 stacks. I like the decision. Whether you commit to doing all 3, I think it's a bit touch and go. If I saw Darius leave lane, I would definitely start backing away, but you see him right now. You can see Maiden right now. You can see him basing. Right now, I think this is fine. Keep committing to it, and obviously I would use Smite for the last one. Yeah, so presumably Blade the Ruin King first item. I think that's a great choice of item. You can see there's the Darius, there's the Trundle, gets the Smite, and you do end up getting it. You should be able to just throw him away with your E and then just walk away. Lovely. There you go. That's all it needs to be done. Just keep walking to safety to the tower. Trundle, all 3 of the... God, they are so fun. Whoa, Lee. Darius flash. I would then go back in. You've got the tower on your side. Yeah, big kills. So that was really good by K'Sante. I think it took Softball a little bit of a moment to realize that was definitely on. Enemy team way too aggressive. Obviously, that has been a bit of a theme already emerging in this game, is the enemy team is just playing all-out aggression. And I don't think a lot of thought is going into it. They're just playing aggressive. Obviously, farming, everything is reset. So... you haven't reset to go bot lane and start doing your camp at the normal time. This will hurt your jungle tempo a little bit, but, you know, you went to go do the scuttles, which is not, or the grabs, which is not bad, and then obviously the fight after. So you've just been naturally delayed. I would definitely go back after this and use your gold, because right now, I unfortunately with the replay, I can't look at gold. You will easily have, I don't know, 1,000, 1,500 gold right now. Using, like, especially with how often the enemy team is just fighting, you should have as much items on you as you possibly can. So I personally would have probably gone back, used that as a buying, you know, buy a pickaxe, even just that, and then go clear my red side. But what I don't want to happen right now is I don't want you to get into a fight before you've based, basically. There's 2 flowers there. Yeah, definitely pick them up. Again, I have had people go, are they good? Yes. There's another one spawning, I think. They are very good. So they give adaptive damage and XP. And yes, it's a small amount per flower. The more you get, the more they're worth. And if you beat your opponent in getting as many as that you possibly can, that is simply damage and XP that you're getting over the enemy team. It's incredibly good. Enemy team... Oh, dude, what is going on? Oh, I don't know about that. So, like I said, I don't think you should be looking to fight right now. This, to me, is a mistake. If you simply... This Trundle. If you simply survive this, this is worth. Darius, top lane Darius, is literally running from top lane. And now his tower is under half health to an Ornn. That's crazy. Oof. Again, the enemy team... The weird thing is the enemy team actually does have a quite good scaling comp. They don't have a late-game mage, but nor do you. You have Heimer, but he's not going to be a carry. This is bizarre. I would say, and I think from memory, Softball himself is duo. I don't remember who his duo is. It might be the Ornn. I would also wager that there's a duo on the enemy team. Please go back. So right now, you need to go back. You're going to go all in. You're going to go for the fight. You miss your ulti, and that's the risk. If it hit, you was probably going to get a double kill. You might still end up getting 1 or 2 kills. Again, really early W again. You will end up getting 1. Again, I'd say with Briar specifically, you're using W a little bit too early for my liking. I delay a bit. More fighting, by the way. It's all 3 of them again. There's the Trundle. So it's literally always all 3 of them. Yeah, obviously they can't be a 3-man queue in solo queue. I would say of the Darius, the Trundle, and the Yorick, there's definitely a duo in that. There has to be. So there's obviously the proof in the pudding that you've been holding a lot of gold. You've just outrightly bought Blade of the Ruined King with you only had 2 components and a longsword. So it's a bit like me, right? When I jungle, I a lot of the time overstay. It's not a great thing, especially with how aggressive the enemy team is playing and with how strong you could have been item-wise. I'd go left, go left, go left. You've got Heimer cutting him off. He uses flash now. Keep going left. Go do the grubs. That's what I would do. This game is a very important game when it comes to these because you have a Darius that might want to split push. You've got a Trundle that will split push, and you've got Yorick. Of the absolute pure split push only kill tower champions, the enemy team has 2 of them, which is Trundle and Yorick. That's their identities. So here could be the play. This Trundle should go W now. Oh, you could have W'd over that way, taking a bit too long to get there, and they get it. So that was a potential W over here. You should survive. Cassante obviously is Cassante mid. Very weird Heimer tower. Hopefully they can get 1 or 2 kills here. Maokai was just sitting in a bush the entire time, by the way, there, I think. And then Yorick is coming mid lane. Maokai ulti, gonna go for a re-engage. Ashe uses flash, does dodge it. Very nice. And you decided to go back to... see, this thing. When to go back, when to not. You went back and didn't buy a single item, and you had the whole blue side jungle to clear. As a jungler, now, especially with Blade of the Ruined King, you would have healed to full health just clearing this. And these are up too. You know Trundle was over this side. You could have done that. That would have healed you back to full health. So that's where, like, min-maxing, absolutely maximizing what you can do. There is such a thing as basing too much. I do it quite often when I'm laning. In the jungle, you really don't need to base for health. Usually you need to base for items. Earlier, there was definitely a time that you needed to base earlier. But that's an example you did not need to base. So you get 1, that's good. So it gives you the advantage. You have 4 of the grubs, they have none. You've now got a teammate coming over to help. I would now continue these. You saw a ward by the enemy team, so yes, the enemy team could be about, but I think this is okay to go for. Obviously, farm in the game is on the low side. I would fight him. Fight him. There we go. And kill him with the Cassante. Wonderful. I think going to go help is the right decision. Cassante hasn't taken that, though. Good E. Gives you a bit of time. Hopefully for your W to come back up in a couple seconds. I'd re-engage with you now, your Cassante. And wonderful. Very nice. This Cassante is actually doing pretty damn good. Obviously, something like a Yorick mid, do I recommend? Obviously, no. A Yorick mid, where would people be like, why is that a thing? Obviously, it probably is a main or a one-trick, but Yorick is probably going to be incredibly good, as weird as it sounds, against mages, because they won't have the damage to stop him power farming, and then a Yorick will just walk over a mage later into the game. But also, like, melee assassins. And it's become a really common technique at the moment that people will take, like, they'll pick a top laner early, and then surprise, surprise, it's not the top laner. So that actually could have happened twice in this Champ Select. They could have picked Trundle and Yorick in the first rotation of Champ Select. So then the enemy is like, well, one of them is top lane, when hilariously, neither of them were top lane. That's as weird as that is. But it does happen. It definitely does happen. So bot lane, unfortunately, Ashe has gone down. So this game, obviously, has been an absolute fiesta when it comes to mid and top side. Bot lane is snowballing, though. So the Jinx on the enemy team is 7-1. Obviously, that's not good. However, and this is the thing where people say about AD carries, ult coming down has hit the Jinx, I think. And then going to go for the clean kill. Oh, she'll die to the dot, I'm pretty sure. Oh. Yeah. She died to the dot. I think this could be pushing it a little bit in terms of what you can actually get. But good to get the Jinx. You get the big shutdown. You got her barrier as well. And this now, good decision. Pushing it in. Why push this in? The enemy AD carries dead. It does a bit of tower damage, and it will get the lane to reset. If you let that slow push, it's not going to have that as impactful timing to get it to reset. So I like that. That's what you should have done in this scenario up here. Get it to push in quicker, because then the lane can go back to neutral. So like, look here. If the Ashe doesn't touch this, look, it's boom. It's right back to neutral straight away. The Ashe is changing that because she's auto-attacking, not just last hitting. So again, full jungle clear available once again. And this is where sometimes do you go for a gank or not? I'd sometimes maybe look to do the jungle clear over a gank. Ooh. Trundle is there. He was pathing really wrong. Here they come. Okay, if I had to put money on it, I think the Darius and the Trundle are duo. Because they're the two, like, it makes no sense for the Darius to do the plays that he is. I'd re-engage on that. Okay. Yeah, it makes no sense for a Darius to be abandoning lane as much as he is, but the Cassante's doing well. Unfortunately, they got locked into the Yorick cage, and the Ornn just didn't auto-attack the cage. And again, it's happened. What happened now again? Yes, you're low on Briar. You probably should have gone back to buy it a little bit earlier anyway. But when it comes to regenning, you had all this. So you remember, every time that you don't kill this in a timely manner, you're wasting reset time. If this red has been alive for 2 minutes, well, that's 2 minutes that you can't have red in the future as well. So and it's also like, you know, killing your smite. No, that's not the target you want to hit. Oh dear. You will shred him probably. Good. Gets the Trundle. Avoid damage. Now go on the Jinx. I'd reset on that. Well done by Heimer. Really nice. You get the last hit. And now I would just go on the dragon. Again, this game, I'll say, it's a bit of a fiesta. It's going well for blue team. Well, it's going well for both teams. Obviously, they have a fed Jinx, but she is killable. But a lot of this game, the enemy team, when it comes to the Trundle and the Darius, they are just simply playing too aggressive. Again, where are you going right now? You have this, and this alive, and you're running to the other side of the jungle. Again, always be jungling. I think, you know, could be a little of a category. You're randomly going to go help mid tower. You're not really, like, needed here. Go get your jungle. Like, as a jungler, your priority should be jungling. I would 100% be wanting to see you do basically a full clear moving right now. Yes, another big neutral objective is up. But yeah, again, the delays are happening. The Trundle is on this, by the way, and here's the fun thing. He shouldn't be on this. That's the thing. That Trundle, nowhere in a million years, should be on that alone. But this is where the lack of thought is happening. The Trundle himself, because again, we can't avoid this. The Trundle has his whole blue side up, 2 of the red side up, and the red's going to be spawning soon. So that Trundle should be full clearing as well, like what Softport should be doing, but he's not. This is where, when people say what are the differences between low and high rating, it's where people sometimes do say like everything, because it's the tempo of what you should be doing and why. And both junglers, you know, Softpaw, he's got a good KD 506. There's Trundle again. He literally respawns and runs top lane instead of, again, just going to get his full clear. And this is why I said these two have to be a duo. They have to be. Because this play doesn't make sense. And it sucks because, oh, you've just both got double killed. That's bad. And it is. But it also doesn't make sense why they even went for that play. So I'd imagine the way that I would say is this Trundle and Darius have to be duo queue. I might even check that they are. Because this has just piqued my interest. Because this is obscene. It doesn't quite make sense. Let's see if I can actually see. I'll see if I can find out. Because I'm sure we'll all maybe now be a bit interested. Because I know I am. So a double kill just happened. In the favor of his team. He has hit that onto the Yorick, who's just split pushing. Yeah, split pushing mid lane. But that is such a thing. That's why he's picked Yorick mid. And he will end up probably going down in the long run. Obviously with a nice Ornn ultimate. Very nice. So again, what I really want to see, like I've said it obviously a few times now, please do a full jungle clear. Here, to here, to here, to here, to here, to here, then look top. That's 100% what should be going on. This red has been alive for more than 5 minutes. So that you could have killed that red. It would have then respawned in the time that you haven't taken it once. That's the thing. And obviously, yeah, Trundle isn't playing very well either. He's just running mid lane with Darius and they're just fighting all the time. This is where this game doesn't quite make sense. Now, this push will end up as a pretty good push because the enemy team's kind of allowing it to be, and you're going to end up probably breaking open the enemy base. Does it make sense? No. But, you know, it is what it is. The enemy team can't really stop it. Right. I just quickly try and see, can I find out? Right, I'll click on the Trundle's profile. So, he duo queues. Yeah, he's duo queue with Darius. So yeah, they are duo. So you could tell that they are because these plays are over aggressive, don't really make sense, and they're just wanting to fight all the time. So you know, Softport is higher on farm than the Trundle, but realistically, with efficient farming, Softport could be at about 140, 150 farm right now, and the Trundle would still only be at 78. So this is where, again, you would build even a further lead, and I think you could have definitely intertwined farming with all the ganks that you've done and the plays that you've done. Definitely. And look how, by the way, this red and everything, they're dying so quick because they're under level. Again, before you base, do that and do that. Let it kill them. Because right now, you're wasting gold. You're literally by not clearing it efficiently, you're wasting the gold of what you potentially could be having as well in the future. Maximize it as much as you can. So again, what I'd like is kill this. The positive that you've always got as Briar compared to other junglers is you can be a little bit away from a fight, and you know, you can throw the ultimate in, and yeah, look how squishy all this stuff is because you haven't killed it from the beginning of the game. It's all basically dying to one hit. So you can be a little bit away and you can still get involved. And obviously when it comes to a dragon fight, you know, it's a perfect situation for Briar. She just throws her ultimate into the middle of the pit. So the Trundle is on this probably again, where he wants to be. His build is a bit weird. He's going like tank Trundle. Not really his strength. Trundle's strength is more being like really strong 1v1 duelist. I would potentially move into this bush. So there's a big knock up. There's the ult. Briar ult. There definitely could have been a Briar ultimate there, but I think there's Softball here. There definitely could have been a Briar ult, but the fight is continuing. You are going to end up killing a few people, which is fine. Obviously, Ornn is doing quite well. He does go down to the Jinx. Now, with this, I wouldn't over chase. I'd go back and do the dragon. So a bit of chasing is happening. And again, this is the I want kills more mentality. Did have flash. You might have been able to get that. But yeah, just back off. Go get the dragon. It's guaranteed strength. It's good to do. And yeah, so once again, crazy plays happening. So meanwhile, by the way, Cassante wasn't involved in that. He was top lane getting a tier 2 solo tower. So this Cassante is very strong right now. And there is the dragon hill. Very nice. Again, excuse my FPS lag. I think alt tabbing unfortunately did a bad thing. Again, I am actually in the next couple of hours, if it is still going on, having a chat with Apex, my PC sponsor, about planning the new PC, because you guys probably have noticed it in recordings. Weirdly, my FPS does drop a bit, and it really shouldn't. So it's where hopefully the new PC, which we will be hopefully making into an absolute monster, will not do that. So again, you're running to top lane right now. You can't just randomly do this. So again, should be full clearing. So that to me is the biggest message of this replay. Is, yeah, it's hard to play really efficient with how the enemy team has played. They have played absolutely chaotic, fighting all the time, which again doesn't really make sense. The reason that they've done it is because the Darius and the Trundle are duo. That's why they've done it. You can see that's literally what's happened. Very weird. And well, Darius is fine for that playstyle, but this person shouldn't play Trundle. Oh, this is where I wouldn't risk this, really. Okay, you got it. I would have killed the Trundle first and then gone on the objective personally. Again, don't forget these. These are actually kind of the main thing of why you do this. Hopefully your team goes back and gets it. But if you kill the Darius, you then hopefully can kill the Jinx. She will end up dead in the long run. Yorick is on his way, and this is the problem, man. he's now been left alone. All these plants are available, and Yorick might pick up a couple. Look how tanky this Ornn is, by the way. I thought he would have died straight. Oh, he's flashed. He doesn't even get the kill. That is Ornn in a nutshell, and now you're going to pick up some of the flowers. There we go. There, very nice. Absolute chaos game. Okay, please, Mr. Softpaw, farm. More farm. Do your clear. No, don't base. So again, this is the big thing. I hope watching the replay, I imagine I can literally picture Softpaw right now. He's sitting watching this video later today or whenever I upload it, and he's going, oh my god, yeah, I really should have been doing more clearing. That's the realization. You know, it's the amount of gold. Like, you're rich this game, you're 9-1-12, but the amount of gold you've also lost to just not clearing is a lot. And, you know, it's even like there was a blue buff available there. You could have killed blue, and right now your whole team would have blue buff. You could, even if you didn't full clear, just giving your team blue buff, it was past 25 minutes, you would have given your whole team a blue buff. Stuff like that, you know? It's maximizing what you actually can do. And when it comes to jungle, you know, the most efficient jungle is you clear when it spawns and you constantly move your way up and then you look for a gank in between. It's not realistic to play like that because chaos does happen. The enemy team has played very chaotic. You've had to get involved, but there has definitely been a lot of farm missed, a lot of reset time that has not been efficiently taken, you know? And you can prove this in the pudding. You're very strong, but look how quickly these camps are dying. When you're killing the camps constantly, they're respawning as the highest level that they can be on respawn. But because they haven't respawned in a long time, they are incredibly squishy. And again, these three are just constantly fighting together. Again, Cassante spam pinging an Ashe, but there's realistically nothing, you know. Realistically nothing the Ashe could have done. Darius goes down. Ashe gets killed straight away, and now the fight's going to continue. We'll see how this goes, I guess. I don't know if this is going to go too well overall, but it might. And there you go. They end up getting another kill. And yeah. So hopefully, go and farm. So again, like right now, walking around, what's the plan? It's probably go to red. You get, oh, little bit of a tip. When Ornn's doing an item upgrade, you can just walk away. There is no such thing as a range. When he's starting to buff your item, you can just run away. It just keeps happening then. So red now happening. We've gotten obviously to the point of as well as the replay. I don't know why it happens. It happens in game as well. It's usually like from 26 minutes to 32 minutes. It's kind of in that weird 5-minute-ish area, 4 or 5 minutes. The music just stops. It's really weird, but it does happen. So going back to buy, getting a black cleaver, which obviously, yeah, is a good item. And yeah, I don't think the blue is going to be obviously being done. I think the priority is going to be on the dragon. Which again, of right now, that is the correct priority, but that blue buff should not be alive for as long as it has been alive. Obviously, when it comes to the enemy comp, their comp is not very good. Both comps are pretty similar, but you've got 3 champions that are very similar to each other, a Darius, a Trundle, and a Yorick. And basically, if it goes well, they'll do well, and they'll kill stuff. If it doesn't go well, they're all just going to die in the middle of a melee team fight. Jinx is mispositioning right before a big fight. So that's a really good pick on the enemy AD carry, who, again, just reminding, at one stage, I think was 7-1. He's now 9-6. So it's where, like, I watched a clip fairly recently that people are like, Riot has done surveys about role mains, and most role mains are positive about their role. They're happy about their role. AD carry is the one role that's neutral. They're not negative, they're not positive, they're neutral. Because the thing with AD carry, you do the most damage in the game, but a tank can kill you now. That's very not nice. So yeah, like the Jinx has been very fed, but can she beat an Ornn and a Cassante? Probably not. So yeah, so Baron now is going to be started. Trundle doesn't have flash. Not obviously sure if summoner tracking is happening in this game. It probably isn't. So Ornn is having a bit of a fight with the duo, which honestly is not a bad decision. They're going to take a while to kill him. If he's okay with dying, he is guaranteeing his team dragon. Baron. Fight's going to continue though. I would fight this because the enemy team here's the thing. The enemy team used a lot just on the Ornn, but there weren't enough people to really commit, unfortunately. So now the Casante's in the middle of the enemy. He's by himself. So Jinx is going to end up getting a kill by just standing still. And yeah, it's not turned into a good situation because you were a bit too split. I'm okay with the Ornn doing what he did here. The fight could have continued, but you had to be like 4 people together, and they weren't. They were kind of all individuals. Now the enemy team is going to try and group up. Obviously, though, they don't have Baron, but their push is pretty fast with a Jinx, Yorick, and Trundle. That's a scary push power. I thought she just died then. Hopefully the wave clear, though, is not too bad. It should be all right between these two. Obviously, Hyla as a support just builds mage. So, yeah. Next objective and stuff. Obviously, 3 Infernal Dragons by Softpore's team, which, again, obviously that hasn't happened this game. But in competitive play, I remember the South Koreans, specifically when the Elemental Dragons kind of came out and everything, they specifically used to let the enemy team get the first 2. And then they would really hard focus the next 4. Because basically, think about how strong it is when you don't have... Ooh, don't know if you needed a flash because the Ornn ult, but it's still good. Think how strong it is when you have 4 Infernal Dragons. That's stronger than having 2 random ones and 2 Infernals. 4 together is a ridiculous amount of damage in terms of how much AP and AD and AP ratio it's giving you. So, you know, I don't think that's happened this game, and specifically, you know, oh, they left the first 2. But if you can guarantee Infernal Dragon Soul with 4 Infernals, that's an obscene level of strength. Go in. In the moment that your Ornn is tanking it, go in. He's nowhere near going to die to this tower, and he'll take 30 plus seconds to kill, and you can just freely go kill the support Maokai. I will say the Maokai, dare I say, has played a bit KDA protecting. Like, he's 0 and 4 in a crazy game that he hasn't committed to getting involved in a lot of fights. Trundle's now committing to go in 1v5. That's quite brave. And yeah, right now, I just kind of... I don't know if you could end. The Ashe DPS thing is what you kind of want. You just want to hover around and be protecting her. Trundle going back in after his ultimate's dead and no flash. Definitely going on that. Jinx getting DPS to buy the softball. And boom, gets sniped behind her. But there we go. That's the game. Absolute chaos. The Maokai spamming the Jinx. Not really sure about that. The Maokai himself just didn't really get involved. But yeah, absolute chaos. The Trundle and Darius, again, very low farm by both of them. Just fought 24/7. But yeah, Softpore did good overall. Obviously, the KDA looks great. Farm, though, could have been a lot higher, but it was a low farm game because it was so kill-orientated. But I hope for Softpore to focus on one thing. Hopefully, this video has highlighted how much extra you could have done of resetting. You were basing right next to camps that you could have just quickly killed. For Briar especially a Briar that was a bit ahead of items and stuff, you could have killed those camps in no time, and it would have given you so much more as well. And I really don't think doing a bit of extra farm would have actually impacted how much you could have got involved in fights. I think you still would have been involved in pretty much every fight you were involved in, but you would have been even richer and even more XP. But anyway, that's going to be it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think down below. Obviously, and I will say to the YouTube audience, if you're just a YouTube audience, people, the way that these work is on Twitch, it's 10 gifted subs, and you can get a viewer spectate. Here on YouTube, I guess you could do a super chat, which I guess is, I don't know, like maybe $25 super chat. If you put your details, your summoner, and what game, I could do that. But it's worth knowing this video is either coming out tomorrow. I think this video might be coming out the day before patch. So don't do it. If you want to do it, don't do it on this patch because it will be reset and I won't have time to record most likely. But yeah, it's worth knowing. But anyway, that's going to be it. If you guys did enjoy, do throw a like on it, throw a comment, throw a subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.
Welcome to the Rift, where the legends play. It's Ozzy Games bringing skill every day. From tips to tricks and play so fine. You'll learn the game and have a good time. Thanks for watching, you're the real MVP. Hit that like and sub, join the family tree. Like, comment and subscribe. Keep the Ozzy dream alive.